Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with another stimulus check update video. Now I know today is Monday and y'all don't have time for my antics. So today's video is going to be about Social Security, payment status not available, unemployment, Shalae, evictions, and so much more. Now before we go ahead and jump into the video, my name is Shalae and here on this channel we talk about shopping, saving, and everything in between. But let me just go ahead and say, can I just be extra for a minute? Congratulations. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for all the people that commented under my last video and the previous videos that you are receiving your money. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm excited for you, even though, you know, I don't know if anyone else is. I'm excited for you. Now for the rest of you, come a little closer. A little closer. All right, guys. So according to the Treasury spokesperson, Social Security survivors and disability non-filers should receive your payments in your bank account, guys, by April 29th. So if you have not at all checked the IRS portal, go ahead and check the portal just to verify that you have a date. But a lot of people had commented in previous videos and they said that they were actually receiving their money direct express cards. They were receiving it direct deposit. So check the portal again. Now I get it. For SSI non-filers, you should begin to receive your payments by May 5th. Now, the money will actually come exactly how you receive your money now. So if you get direct deposit, you'll get a direct deposit. If you do your direct express cards, that's how you receive it as well. If there's any issues with your bank information, just say it's outdated or you need to change it or you enter the wrong information, guys, the IRS has updated on their website that you have until Tuesday at noon. So that will be tomorrow at noon to get all your information updated, and then you would receive your payment by that Saturday. So for anyone that is having trouble or issues, or you still have like some bank issues, as long as you get it updated by tomorrow at noon. Now, just a few days ago, they said Wednesday, but now they say if you have it updated Tuesday at noon, you would receive your payment this Saturday. With that being said, guys, if you do not make the deadline by Tuesday, so just say you update your information on Wednesday or Thursday, you would not receive your check until the following Saturday. It will go on the next order. Now, if the IRS has already started processing you a paper check, then you're going to receive the paper check. So, I mean, I know it's so much with this system and it seems like I tell you one thing one day and another thing the next, but you know what? This is the news. It changes daily. And so as of right now, if you have any issues, try to get it updated by noon on Tuesday. You'll get it Saturday. If you update it afternoon, like on Wednesday or Thursday, it won't process till the following Tuesday, which means you won't get it till the following Saturday unless the IRS has already sent you out a paper check. Okay, so I tried to talk a little bit slower just to make sure you understand on there, okay? So it wasn't to insult anyone's intelligence by no means. I just want to make sure because sometimes I talk a little fast. Oh my gosh, okay. All right, moving along, guys. So speaking of checks, if you have already received your stimulus check and it was the incorrect amount, or if you received your payment and it still was the incorrect via direct deposit, you should have, for those that were paid on April 15th, you should have received a letter in the mail. And at the bottom of the letter, it has a phone number. If you just received your payments here within the past few days, you will receive the letter and it has a phone number on there. You can contact that number and it will give you a little bit more information. Now, I do not know the wait times or the hold times, but if you are unsuccessful in reaching someone, you will not be able to get the correct payment amount until next year when you go to file your taxes, okay? So that's what's going on. Now, I know a lot of people were stating about the payment status not available. That has been a big one. For the payment status not available, it can mean several things. So I'm gonna go over really quickly. It can be that you're not eligible for a payment. If you are eligible, then scratch that one. It can mean that you have not filed your 2018-2019 tax return, or you did file your tax return, but it's not fully processed just yet, or there is a problem identifying your, or verifying your identity. If you fall into one of those categories, that's what's going on right now, and the IRS is updating. If you don't fall into any one of those categories that I stated, keep checking the portal, and then the portal should update you with the correct information. Now guys, the IRS does have on their website in their frequently asked questions that the portal is being updated once a day. What we have determined is that it's being determined after midnight. So a lot of people that answered that question yesterday that I asked, the IRS portal is open after midnight, okay? But yes, after midnight is when they're updating, so you don't have to check 3 or 4 times throughout the day, only once a day, and usually it seems like after midnight that it's updating. Keep checking, and you should at that time go ahead and be able to have some information there. Now, the next order of business was the question of the day. One of the questions of the day was, can I get a stimulus payment if I live with an adult child and she claimed me on my tax return? So if you were claimed on a tax return last year or the previous year, or this year or the previous year, if you were claimed on a tax return from someone as a dependent, you cannot receive the $1,200. So guys, if you want to ask me some questions, I know people have been comment down below and put hashtag Ask Shalae, so pound Ask Shalae, and ask your question, and what I will try to do is find the answer to your question on there. Now, of course, if your question is a little bit complicated or it just has a lot more depth, then I may not be able to answer. But for that one, if you are an adult and you were claimed on someone on your child's tax return as a dependent, then no, you do not actually get the category for it. You don't get the $1,200, guys. All right, so a lot of people asked about unemployment, and with unemployment, we know that under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which is also known as the PUA, or I think I said that right. I think it might be unemployment. I don't know. Okay, it might be the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. Okay, I said it right, the PUA. I was right. Questioning myself. All right, guys, so we know that you can get $600 for the next 13 weeks. So it's supposed to go into July 31st, and then you get 39 weeks of your base rate. So for some people, we're just gonna break it down really quickly. In the state of Alabama, our base rate is like $282 is the max that you can get from our unemployment. I know it's low. But then if you get the $600, it would be $882. That will go until July 31st. After July 31st, you would just get the $282 until December 20th. That's when the unemployment is supposed to run out. Now, with that being said, Nancy Pelosi is actually talking with the House on stating that July 31st is not enough, that we should actually push it out up until September. So it's not really, it hasn't really just stated if that is going to happen as of right now. If you are receiving your unemployment, some states have already started giving their unemployment. I named some of those states in yesterday's video. I'll link it down below. But if your state has not started giving you your unemployment, especially if you are a gig worker or even like an independent contractor, what I'm reading right now is a lot of states were having to create the system for gig workers, like, you know, from the start. So it wasn't like a template, or it wasn't a process there for it. So that's what may be taking a little bit longer, but they are working on it. Now, speaking of the proposals, we already know the 3 proposals, of course, like the Emergency Money for the People Act, where you would get the $2,000 a month, the automatic boost payment, where you would get the $2,000 as a one-time per person in the family, and then $1,000 per month. And then, of course, we have the rental and mortgage cancellation as well for up to 1 year. Now, with that being said, another one has actually made it to the House right now, and it doesn't actually give us the money. It's funding for the states. And with this funding, so they're asking, they haven't decided what it's going to be in the next package, but the funding for the states would actually prevent like layoffs of police officers, bus drivers, firefighters, teachers, sanitation workers, and many hospitals and healthcare workers. So a lot of governors right now are pushing for the state to be funded. So I'm not quite sure, guys, if we're going to get a second stimulus. I know a lot of people have been asking what's the issue on the second stimulus, but we may or may not even get it at this point. So I'm still watching. If something changes, I'll come back and let you know. But I was looking today as well, and according to like the National multi-family housing council, 1/3 of renters were unable to pay their rent for the month of April as well. And so as of right now, which we know that like under the CARES Act, it prohibits like landlords from eviction process or charging fees on there as well, like to people who are unable to pay their rent. But in some places, they are still processing like the eviction process. And so I don't know if the proposal is going to go for the states or if it may be the rent and mortgage proposal that actually comes to fruition. So as of right now, this is all I have. But I want to say congrats on the people that are receiving their money. Let me know if you have a date below. For those that are still getting like the payment not available, guys, keep checking. There's not any other information that has come out to state for you to do otherwise. So once I have it, I will definitely come back to you. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I will talk to you later in the next video. Bye.